Where does Mar Vista go to acquire movies?
So we produce about 20 to 25 feature films on our own each year. We produce those primarily for major networks here in the United States, and we also have major output deals with global companies like TF1 in France, et cetera. So it's like we kind of know our end user very, very well. So we are able to put money into films and have a home for those. But we also acquire another 25 to 35 movies per year, sometimes more as we're learning for 2015-16. And we look in a variety of sources to find those. We get submissions blindly from producers. We talk to the major agencies who represent producers who are making films on spec. We work with producers' representatives. We will basically find any source who has access to new content and go look. The biggest misconception young filmmakers have is I'm going to go produce a movie, spend a lot of money on credit cards or something else, and just get it to film festivals, and everything will magically take place after that. The truth is, like, it doesn't happen that way. Some companies will buy movies from film festivals. There are some film festivals where movies are going to find a home, but most of the major film festivals, whether it's Toronto, Cannes, etc., those movies are already being represented. They're looking to showcase it for foreign clients. They're looking to showcase it for rights overseas or limited rights in the US. Like, they're being represented, though.
Can we talk about focus groups?
Yeah.
Because you were in the mindset of a young tween girl, and I can tell you it sounds exactly like all of us women when we were younger. So how did you know all this? What type of questions are asked? What's going on at these focus groups with the male aging, superhero movie where the young boy wants to look up to someone older that's more established? What's going on in these groups?
You mean in our production offices, like when we're discussing these films, or you mean more in a general sense?
More in a general sense. Where are you getting the information in terms of what the audience wants? How do you know that they want all this?
I get this information from data. A lot of data of what movies get revenue in and which movies do not. Which movies my foreign buyers respond to and which ones they don't. Which movies domestic TV channels pay attention to and which ones they pass on. And it's surprising. The movies that cost very little, that don't have much to really offer, sometimes get really big, sizable price tags from major TV channels here in the US and overseas. For a writer to really have one of those opportunities, it's not guessing what people want, it's just being true to the story, being true to the characters. And in writing for the Greenlight does not talk at all about the craft of screenwriting. That's not my space. My space, there's fantastic books, there's numerous college professors who can speak to that much better than I can. But I can tell you what works. I can tell you what sells. So how to get into the mindset of a character, it's just being responsive to what you see in the real world and not letting the story get ahead of what a character would do. If anybody has brothers or sisters, if anybody has children, just you can try to present something to them, like an idea of maybe what we could do as a family or anything else, and you'll just notice they will react in ways you don't expect them to, and that's what characters should do too. And universal themes always are the only thing that will keep that all cohesive. So how to get into the mindset of a coming-of-age male actor? You just have to look at what the main audience is, like who the main audience is, and what is it that they hope to get out of the movie. We talked about, like, if you're going to a grocery store and you're purchasing a box of cereal, something like that, you're purchasing because you want that taste, you want that flavor, it's attractive to you, you know what you're getting at the end of the day. A movie actually follows the same mindset. People want emotional experiences. And so if the demo is males of this age or girls of this age, you don't want to hold up a mirror and show them reality. You want to show them a fantasy of what could be and a reflection of what they hope it looks like on the other side. You're giving them an experience. So get into their mindset of not who they are, what do they want to see. Giving people what they want is really the answer. Right,
so one step up from where they already are.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. You talked before about women in peril thrillers, that you notice most of them are upper middle class.
Right.
Well, that's because the average audience is middle class, lower middle class, and they fantasize about what that side of the tracks looks like.
Sure.
Young girls identify with the main protagonist of a tween girl film who's kind of a little bit awkward, a little bit shy, a little bit unsure of herself, because that's how most tweens feel, males and females. So they look up to those characters who can move past that by just being themselves. And that's why that genre works really well. The creature feature, it's the same deal. The male comeback action hero, it's the same deal. The male comeback action hero is fantastic because it's a male action hero who's given up that lifestyle and then gets forced into it. And I think that's, as a middle-aged man, you want to kind of have that dream fantasy scenario. You could be a Dolph Lundgren going back in and doing some crazy missions in a foreign country or something.
So per se, you never have like a full focus group where you sit down women ages 35 to 45 who make this much money per year and say, which of these scenes resonated with you most? It's never been.
I've never been a part of that. I think writers can do that. I think writers have the best capability of learning those skill sets by taking acting classes or improv classes and learning how actors and how other people will see a script who aren't writers. We have those focus groups internally as a company by looking at what our clients want. Because a TV channel in the Middle East or in London or in Japan, they know what their audience wants. They know what tween girls respond to in Tokyo. And so they'll tell us, we really like it when films do this. And if enough of those triggers line up, we know we need to start seeing that in movies. As a writer, how do you get there? Again, you can't guess the trends, you can't guess those factors. So just write really true, honest tween girl films or coming of age male action films, dog Christmas films, any of the goldmine genres spelled out in Writing for the Green Light. Just write any of those in a universal, true way, and you'll get, the script will get noticed and your talent will get noticed, and then you become pegged as a person that can be communicated with to write the scripts that these companies need. That's the idea of it. Your first couple scripts out of the gate, they're a business card, they're showcasing what you bring to Hollywood, that you understand what Hollywood needs, and it needs these kinds of films to function. So once you know that and you present that and you show consistency that you can deliver that, when the other side of the table goes, okay, you passed the test, you seem to know what we want, this is what we need written, can you do it? And that's how it really kickstarts.